Hi, lovely people, welcome to another vlog. So, basically, in this vlog this morning, I'm just going to rant and tell you guys what I faced this morning. To just rant, basically, rant because I've been feeling some type of way since morning. So, my daughter had an issue and we had to take her to the hospital. It wasn't actually an emergency, but then again, she needed to see a doctor as often as possible, as fast as possible. It wasn't an emergency. So we went to the hospital this morning, and then by the time we got to the hospital around 11, we were told that there is no pediatrician, and then the other doctor on seat does not see children. He's a gynecologist, so basically he sees women and adults. So I was pissed, like, okay. And then I asked, what if there's an emergency? What now happens to the child if there's an emergency? And they didn't answer me, and I'm like, and my daughter is not eating. She hasn't been eating since yesterday. We were at the hospital yesterday night. They told us to come this morning, and then we went this morning, and they're telling us to come later by 5 p.m. So I was just so pissed. Like, I was so pissed, and I could see the nurses were actually feeling it for me because I wasn't even having it at all. So the nurses now said, okay, I should come around 1 p.m. So already I was so pissed, and then I left the hospital. We went to another hospital, and by the time we got to the hospital, they told us that there is no pediatrician and that the pediatrician comes on a weekly basis. So one thing that is actually a major issue in the city where I stay is this: whenever you are looking for a specialist, that it becomes like a whole big issue. Like, it becomes another problem entirely because you will not be able to see. So the other hospital, they told us that pediatrician only comes, I think, Tuesdays and Saturdays thereabout. So we didn't have any other option than to come back home. And then when we came back home, I kept calling the hospital. I called around 12. They said, okay, doctor will be around by 2. And then I kept calling, and then once it was 2 p.m, I called, and they said the doctor was around. And then we now eventually went to the hospital, and we were able to see the pediatrician. And I'm like, what if this was an emergency case? What would have happened? What would have been the issue? What would have been the story? And the thing is just like, it's actually a very big issue. Please, maybe, I don't know, now with the way this country is and everything, how they are treating their doctors, all these specialists that we have, they prefer to actually go out to specialize. And you can't even blame them, because you can't be killing yourselves for people that are actually not even bothered about you. So the summary of everything is this: we should at least try as much as you can. Hospitals, we should at least try to have like standby doctors. I don't know, because if there's a case of an emergency now and it's between life and death, will that baby just go like that because there's nobody on ground to actually see that baby? Or maybe there are other measures that can be actually put to place while they look for a specialist to actually come and treat that baby. Well, I'm hopeful and I'm grateful that we actually got to see the pediatrician at last, and we got diagnosed, and we'll be able to like give my baby the drug that I was given in the hospital. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I just pray and hope she gets better. And I keep praying every day that I do not face any emergency cases with her. So that's just the rant. And yes, I've had this up in my chest since morning, and I'm finally able to breathe well since I have actually let it out of my chest. So now I feel better. You don't know, if you are a mom, you can relate. When you are seeing your baby sick, and you have brought the baby to the hospital, and then there are no doctors on test to that baby, it's actually very devastating, and you feel some type of way. But actually, I'm grateful, and I'm thankful that she was attended to.
Say some more. Say some more. It's like the market is closing on me.
I don't stay. The car is drinking. You have that's in for kunu, sweet potatoes and rice. That's the quantity you have.
Yes.
It's small. You cannot buy that one. Mm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eh?
Mine is only 200.
Okay.
She don't fresh out.
She do? Put it now. You say I need to make and this.
What about ginger?
I don't used to use ginger. What's your ginger? Where you go buy? Yes, what are you? Don't go,